can't let the success and the growth of the NFL business sacrifice principles and values that we're trying to preserve in our country. And I think that's the critical thing of why I agreed to do this, why our players are here, and why we're teaming up at this critical juncture just 20 days away from a lockout.
And the impact of a lockout extends far beyond the workers. Based on the NFL's own numbers, the owner's decision to lock out the players would affect over 150,000 jobs. Everyday workers, including ushers, concession stand attendants, ground crews, security, waiters, waitresses, hotel staff, and others will face losing their jobs. As a country, we cannot afford a lockout coming off the worst recession since the Great Depression.
I was fortunate enough to play 14 seasons. And I was fortunate enough to be a guy that would not take the shots and do all the different things. So I can walk around now as if I didn't play. I'm not the norm. You know, most guys after 2 or 3 years can't.
Most players just know football. They just want to play football. And, you know, this kind of crept up on a lot of players because it's been like, oh, wait a minute, there might not be football next year. And, like, we're here today for the workers who work in the concession stands, the grounds crews, the bars, the restaurants. Those are the people that it's really going to affect. It's even going to affect the people in the buildings that work for the team.
I'm Marler. I work at Ford Field in Detroit. I'm an in-seat vendor, so that means that I'm the guy that brings you your beer so you don't have to get up and miss the game. I'm also here on behalf of 30,000 other Unite Here members that work in stadiums across the country who lose their jobs if there were a lockout. Stadium workers aren't the only ones that are affected by a lockout. Football and other major sporting events are some of the only things that bring people to downtown Detroit after 5 p.m. Local bars, restaurants, hotels, and even the casinos rely on having that huge influx of people come to the city and spend their money, some of which, frankly, are only there because they have the sporting events that come. I want to let the players know that we're with you. We work hard, and you guys definitely work hard. What you do makes our jobs possible. I also want to send a message to the owners. Please bargain with the players in good faith. Don't force a lockout. Consider what effect that a lockout would have on working families, businesses that are already struggling to keep their doors open, and local economies all across the country, and especially in places like
At the end of the day, you have a group of some of the most powerful people in the country saying, we want to pay you less and we want you to work more, otherwise we will lock the doors. That's all it is at the end of the day. And if that's how it ends up, and if they win, that has a very powerful ripple effect on people's confidence, on what people talk about over their kitchen table. And so it matters far more than I think we might be thinking right here. This is about whether or not all working people get to see that it is possible, if you stand up and if you link arms with your brothers and with your sisters, that it is possible to win, even in the face of when you take on some of the most powerful people.